what you really want is scale and nimbleness, right? So if you take the US Air Force, one way to make it nimbler would be to make it much smaller. But that's a really bad solution because the scale brings so many advantages. And I see the same thing at Amazon. Amazon, because of our scale, we can do things that we just couldn't ever have done as a garage startup. You know, there's some things that only big organizations can do. I love garage startups. I was a garage startup, but you can't build a Boeing 787 in your garage. You need a big organization like Boeing to do that. So we want scale. We love scale, and you would never trade the scale of the US Air Force for anything. But the question becomes, how do I keep the advantages of scale, but still have the advantages of a nimble startup? How do I get the nimbleness too? I want to be able to absorb a punch because of my scale, and I want to be able to dodge a punch because of my nimbleness. Well, the way you stay nimble is by making decisions fast. In a 20-person startup company, the decision-making speed is so quick. And that's why they're so nimble. And then in a big company or a big organization like the Air Force, that decision-making has a tendency to speed the decision-making. You get high-quality decisions. I think sometimes people think the decisions are low quality. I don't think so. I think you usually get high-quality decisions. You just get them slowly, which is a problem. And so the way to fix that in a large organization, this is what we do at Amazon, is we acknowledge that there are two types of decisions. There are decisions that are, we call them two-way doors. They are decisions where if you make a decision, you walk through the door, and it turns out you made the wrong decision, you turn around, come back. And the consequence of that misstep is small. That's a type 2 decision. That's a two-way door decision. There's a type 1 decision where it's really hard to reverse. When you walk through that door, you have walked through that door. And it's going to be expensive or impossible and time-consuming to reverse that decision. So you have to get that right. That's a high-consequence decision. Those decisions should be made deliberately, carefully, slowly. At Amazon, I find myself on those. I'm the chief slowdown officer. I slow those decisions down. I'm like, no, I want to see this one more way. And the teams working on it roll their eyes. I've already seen it 18 ways, but I thought of a 19th way, and I want to see it. That's correct for a high-consequence, irreversible decision. You owe it to your teammates to make those decisions. The problem comes in large organizations is that junior executives, or I'll switch it to officers, junior officers role model senior officers. So they're looking around and watching. And it turns out, rightly, senior officers are mostly making high-consequence, type 1 decisions that require a slow, deliberate decision-making process. And so then the junior officers are like, well, that must be how we should make all decisions. We'll make all decisions with that heavyweight process. And so now even trivial decisions end up going through a lot of extra unnecessary process to be made, when really many of those decisions should be made by very small teams or by even single individuals with good judgment, knowing full well that they could be reversed. And the senior leadership can set the tone on that. They can say, no, why are so many people involved in this decision? I want Jill to make this decision. And whatever Jill decides is fine, and guess what, Jill, if you get it wrong, it's okay. We're just going to back up and do it again. I don't want you to talk to anybody about this. Just go make it.